Proxemics is a subcategory of nonverbal communication studies, and it's a research of man's use of public, personal, social, and intimate distance in space at interpersonal communication. This subcategory can be defined according to Edward Hall, anthropologist who achieved the term as the interrelated observation and theories of man's use of space as a specialized elaboration of culture. This behavior can be related to interpersonal communication with the notions of personal space developed on a person and how this person performs a communication in the four kinds of its personal space. A good example of this theory is how people organize stuff in their own houses or rooms, and how they use this stuff and space in order to create a hierarchical order on their living. The first type of the personal space approach is public distance, which is used for develop a public speaking, and it's about from 3.7 to 7.6 meters. An example of this one is a group talk, or maybe a stand-up presentation in front of an audience. The second type of the personal space approach is social distance, which is used for among acquaintances, and it's about from 1.2 to 2.1 meters. An example of this second is a daily conversation with your co-workers or people you need to talk or interact with. The third type of the personal space approach is personal distance, which is used for the interaction with close friends and family, and it's about from 46 to 76 centimeters. An example of the third is a verbal request to your friends or relative. The last type of personal space approach is intimate space, which is characterized by using whispering, touching, and embracing with other person, and is about from 15 centimeters or less. An example of this last is flirting or sharing your brother a secret. Proxemics express the four kinds of communication related to the use of the space in which the interaction is performed. The distance between two or more persons talking evidence the kind of relationship they are into, and sometimes the information that have been sharing. It's easy to identify the type of the interaction with how people express in a space context with others. A professor at school giving a speech to students show us a communication performed on a public distance space. A group of students discussing a topic at a study room evidence a little close communication within person in a social distance relationship, a need to work with partners but not being friend of them. At the famous scene of the musical Singing in the Rain, Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds stand at each other very close and talk in a low tune. The interaction includes touching and whispering. This scenario shows an intimate distance approach by the actors and can be related to flirting or maybe sharing secrets. In the Colombian classical La Estrategia del Caracol, the scenario plays Carlos Vives as a reporter and Frank Ramirez as the interviewer, sharing information in a distance between social space and personal distance. It's because a tactic used by reporters includes approaching the most closest they can to the interviewer so a space of confidence is set. two common problems of not knowing the use of personal space at communicating are the misunderstanding when you're watching two people talking at any scenario and make an awkward moment on trying to communicate to others by not respecting the personal space. The first problem will make you to understand broad the context in which the communication is set and can make you to get a broad impression of what people are speaking. The second problem will make you to pretty difficult to be accepted by others at trying to establish a conversation. You need to understand the culture and kinds of personal space at communication it uses to perform better with native. The main importance of knowing the right use of proxemics at communication for a language learner is to know how to communicate better to native speakers of that language and make others understand him in a proper way. Proxemics allows you to increase your comprehension of speaking by showing you the context in which the action is being performed and the message that has been shared. According to the course, the principal objective the student has to reach is the well understanding of communication and how it can be performed.
Oh, where it starts and ends.